Hey folks, it's Jimmy Stewart here. Hoping this is finding you all doing well and staying safe. Today's video, I'm going to do a setup of this guy right here. This is the IYV Brian May Red Special copy. And as you recall from the first video, if you remember the demo and the review I did of this, and if you haven't seen it, please check it out. I did some cleaning of the fretboard and a little bit of the fretwork on here prior to doing that demo, only because it was pretty nasty, but I never changed the strings. So today I'm going to change the strings and set it up and hopefully give you a little bit better camera angle than I gave you on the setup video that I did on the Les Paul. Hopefully you've watched that. But I'm going to change it around a little bit so I can hopefully get down to this end and show you some of that string wind that I did, and of course the graphiting of the nut, so that you get a little bit better view of that this time. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? And we'll take it from there. Okay, so I have taken the strings off, and we're getting ready to put a set of Ernie Ball 9s on here. They're 9 to 42, 9 up top, 42 on the bottom. These are nickel wounds, Ernie Ball Slinkies. And as in the previous video, I cleaned the neck up a bit. Everything's looking good. As I explained before, this is a through the body and a 0 fret, so it's a little bit different, but pretty much the same way when we string it. We just go from the bottom on this, whereas on the last video I did on the Les Paul, we went from a stop bar across the 2 pneumatic and then up. But this one will be pretty much the same thing. And as always, I'm going to start with my bass E string, and right now there's no tension on the neck, so I usually work from bottom and top and then work myself in to kind of keep the tension even as I'm going through the guitar. So this is again a string through, so we're gonna go from the bottom here and up. Just going to make sure that that string is all the way up, the ball end is all the way in, and then through the bridge and up. Now, like I explained in my other setup video, what I do, and you can do whatever you want, but what I do is I bring the string up and I measure normally up to the next post, which is right there, and I put in my bend. Now that bend, as you can see, I'm putting in facing the way I'm going to tighten that string. Okay, so I put my bend in, and cutters, I make my cut, and again I leave, you know, about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Make the cut, lay that right there. So this is going to come up, and then again I set up my post so that it's in the angle of the bend, like so, and then put that in there. So it's like a hook. Okay, hopefully you can all see that this time. I put it in like a hook, right? And then I make my one wind by holding that down. I make the wind like so. I bring that down so that when I go to tighten that string, that wind is going to be underneath, see it, as that piece goes. And you'll see that tighten up as it goes around the post here. See how it's tightening? And that's going to lock that right down, okay? And it's as easy as that. Very, very simple. And that's what I do for all the strings. And I'll show you, again, I won't go through it all to try to keep the length of the video down for you. But that's how that's done. Now, I'm also going to show you what I do with this nut. Now on this particular nut, I don't really need to, because again, it's a 0 fret on this guitar, and the nut kind of acts as a guide, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I will show you how to do this. And again, this is pretty simple. I just used a standard lead pencil, number 2 lead pencil, like so, and a little jeweler's screwdriver set. You got a little one, like right there. See how small that is? Little one. And I'm going to graphite this nut. Now, again, I simply set the pencil in here, in the string guide, or the slot itself, and then just give it a little bit of shaving. Again, the idea is to get powder, not to get big chunks. Try to do this without not having my fingers in the way. Hopefully you guys can see this. Again, it doesn't take a lot. Again, it's just to help guide the string along. This nut's cut very, very well and doesn't really require it anyway, but I'm doing it because I usually do it to all my guitars anyway. And gives me a chance to show you a little bit better than the way I showed you last time. And it's kind of tough because it's camera angles and my fingers getting in there. Okay. I just take whatever little shavings that I didn't get down in the slot and just slide them over, get them in the slot. Like so. Okay? That's how you do that part. I'm going to put that bass string back in there. And that's about it. Now, if for some reason this is going to need, and it might, I really don't know, it felt fine earlier before I took the strings off. But sometimes when you drop down to a different gauge string, your action might change a little bit. I might have to adjust the truss. I might have to adjust my bridge up or down depending on how the intonation goes. And we'll have to see what it looks like when we get to that point. But right now I'm just going to let it go. And I'm going to show you the high E string. We'll get that one in there. And then we'll try to just breeze through the rest of these. The magic of fast forwarding, all right? Okay, so this one. That ball's all the way down there. Okay, now I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to measure up to the next highest post. Again, the reason for that is it gives me enough to make the first wrap. I'm going to make my bend, this time bending this way. house is going to be set. At an angle of the bend. Again, I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way. It's kind of tough to do this without getting my hands in the way. Now see how that is set in there now? Right? Bend facing. Now I'm going to make my first wind like that. Did you see that? And I'm going to put a little pressure on there to hold it down, because this one winds this way as you're tightening it. And again, the wrap on the tuning peg is going to be underneath that bend, and that bend locks it down like so. Now it's bottoming out right now, but I'm not concerned because, again, I don't have enough tension on the neck. It'll come up as you tighten it. But as I put the other strings on as well, that'll even off the tension on the neck. Right now it's sitting down there. Okay, so let me do the rest of these, and I'll see you back later at the end of this. Maybe I'll even put a song in here that you can listen to while I'm doing this. All right, so you don't get cheated like the first video. I gave you 3 or 4 nice songs in there. I'll give you one on this one, but it's going to go a lot faster because I'm going to move it.
Of decisions made that sometimes made me question right or wrong. My life came out this way. I don't regret a single day. Never be the same. My conscience is my truth. Sacrifice made easy with support and love from you. We argue and remain. The family as we choose to be. Name
getting a little bit of fret buzz here, so again, I brought this guitar down when I first got it because it was too far up. And now, with 9s on it, it is bottoming out. So I'm going to have to give it a little bit of an adjustment on the truss, I believe. It's a South Korean company, makes these guitars in Vietnam. If anybody knows what that means, I'm assuming it's just the name of the company, but you never know. So this is the bag that came with the guitar. As you can see, it said it had Diodario's on it. It's got the adjustment for the truss rod and the adjustment for the bridge. So what we're going to do is going to go and put some relief in there. And again, I'm going to loosen this G string so I can get over there. Let's see what that does. But with that truss rod adjustment, and we got the action where I needed it, the bridge was fine. Didn't have to mess with the bridge. Again, I think the biggest difference on here was the fact that I dropped it to a set of 9s, and I had dropped it down as close as I could get it with those sets of 10s from the last time. So that was enough to take it out, especially when you get a 0 fret guitar like this. Now it feels good. No buzzing down here. No buzzing open. Like I said, it's still going to stretch for a little bit, but I think that's pretty good. We'll come back and check it out again later. All right, folks, so that just about wraps it up for the restringing and setup of the Brian May Red Special copy here by IYV. Again, we did a little bit of truss rod adjustment. Hope you got a chance to see that. Put new 9s on it, and it should be good to go. So we're gonna call it a day for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you get a chance. And until next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long for now. Take care of yourselves, folks. Bye-bye.